I was absorbing this film as a very generational film, I guess, because I'm in it. But really, is it an homage to that generation, or is it a love letter to that time and a place? What is that?
Well, I think that you're talking about, I guess, is a byproduct of the reason why I made this film. In this film, I was really revisiting a period of my life, but I revisited in a very explicit way. I tried to avoid any oblique approach, meaning I reproduced my childhood home by the inch, got back 70% of the original furniture to have it there, have actors that are identical to the real people back then, playing the different roles, dressed the way they were dressed, and 90% of the scenes come out of my memory. So a byproduct of that is that it was a portrayal of a period, of a period that, yeah, is part of who I am. But at the same time, I did it from a standpoint of an older man in his mid-50s who looks back with the concerns of today. So thematically it's infused with a lot of contemporary issues. So I think in that sense, I think it translates from our generation to a newer generation.
And when you say concerns of today, it means being conscious of a certain upstairs, downstairs, or...
those are timeless concerns, you know. The class, the class inequality, but also that perverse relationship that exists between class and race, you know. But also the gender issue that nowadays is also in the forefront of our culture, you know. But it's stuff that we've been carrying for centuries, probably.
So it's always said that there's something of you in every film, but this really was philological. I mean, you scientific reconstruction of your...
Well, the same research that I did for other films, like Children of Men, that it was a whole sociological research with talking with a lot of very wise people, or Gravity, there was a lot of technological research. All the research in Roma was employed about digging to my past, you know, and so and trying to reproduce that by the inch, you know. I would not accept something that you see in that film that yes was in the period, but I didn't have or I didn't see, you know, or the house had to have exactly the same elements to the extent that in the drawers that we never open in the film, we have the elements and the objects that were original in those places.
Makes a difference.
It's a different process. Also, I shot absolutely chronologically with nobody having the script. I was the only person in the whole crew, in the whole, that had the script. The actors didn't have the screenplay. So it was about just allowing this to evolve naturally, you know?
And your memory obviously is in black and white. Very beautiful black and white. I have to ask you about the photography.
Thank you. Well, it's the black and white is part of the DNA of the film. I didn't question it. When I decided to do this film, the decision was already there. I didn't question it. I didn't intellectualize it. But I didn't want a nostalgic black and white. That's the reason that we didn't shoot in film. We shot digital 65 millimeters. Mm-hmm. So it's completely grainless. It's the resolution is immense, as opposed to a beautiful black and white from the 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, that you have this beautiful grain quality. I wanted a very contemporary black and white look to talk about the past.